for day 7 of our 12 days of crochet mischief. Let's get straight into it. So your clue for today was that this creature recently starred in an indie game where it got to terrorize a small village, and I'm gonna guess that a lot of you guessed this one correctly as well. I don't think this one was a particularly difficult one. So here we go, let's see who we're making. It's a goose! Goose buddies! And of course that clue is referring to the Untitled Goose game, which apparently was an Australian-made game, so go us. But yes, we are making little geese today, so take a gander at that. Here. And he's going to take you about 30 minutes. Don't forget to stick around to the end of the video for a clue as to who we are making on day 8. Okay, let's get into tools and materials for day 7. So to make our little goose today, you're going to need some white and some orange of whatever variety you prefer. I am using the same orange I used for the squirrel and the octopus, but the colour you used for your fox would also probably be fine. Even a yellow shade would probably be fine. I don't think there's any wrong answers when it comes to geese. Well, unless you ask them. They probably have opinions on this. You're also going to need your 3.5mm hook, scissors, some stuffing, and because I'm not using safety eyes today, I need a scrap amount of black and a little needle just to give him some eyes. But if you want to use safety eyes, you don't even need that. And you're also going to need a pair of 9mm safety eyes because I've changed my mind halfway through the pattern. I also recommend having at least one bobby pin or stitch marker available just to help you keep track of the end of your rows. But that's it. Okay, so here is the little goose we are making today. We are past the halfway point now, and just like all of the others, this little goose is made all in one piece. And you can choose to have the wings down if you would prefer, but there's something so much more goosey about having them up and all aflap. Anyway, we're going to start in our orange at the tip of the beak. So we are going to start today with a magic ring of 3. Sorry. No colour changes or anything though, so 1, 2, 3. Horrible way to start a pattern, but it is what it is. Row 2 is 3 increases to bring our row up to 6. 1, 2, and 3. And then row 3 is 6 single crochet around, changing to our white in the 6th stitch. So 4, 5, and this is the final stitch, and we need to do our colour change. So to change colours, all you do is insert your hook into the stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop so you have 2 loops of your old colour on the hook. Hold that out the way, grab a strand of the colour you're changing to, pinch it on the inside of the work at the base of the stitch, yarn over and pull through both loops on your hook. Then just tug on your orange tail to scooch it on down into position, and it'll leave you with a single crochet in your old colour, but your new colour is now on your hook, ready to go. And I am going to trim my orange off at this point because we won't need it again until we're forming feet. So row 4 is worked entirely in the back loops of the stitches. So if you look down at our stitches here, you'll see we have a front loop on the outside and we have a back loop for each stitch on the inside. So row 4 is entirely in those back loops, and we're going to work an increase in the first one, then a single crochet, then 3 single crochet all into the same stitch, and that's all into the same back loop. 1, 2, 3, a single crochet, 3 single crochet into the same stitch, 1, 2, 3, and then in the last stitch just a single crochet. So that's the end of row 4. You should have 11 stitches in your round, and we are going back to just working through our stitches normally, so both loops unless otherwise specified. The back loops there were just used to give the beak a little bit of definition from the rest of the head. So row 5 starts with 4 single crochet, 1, 2, 3, and 4, then an increase, a single crochet, and 3 single crochet into the same stitch, 1, 2, 3, then a single crochet, an increase, and 2 single crochet back to the start of our round. Row 6 starts with 2 decreases, 1 and 2, so we're starting to close off the top of the head now. A single crochet 3 together, and there are 2 different ways to work this stitch. It's basically just a decrease using 3 stitches instead of 2, and you can work that a standard way, which is just inserting your hook into a stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, and repeat that for the 3 stitches you're decreasing over until you have 4 loops on your hook, and you yarn over and pull through all 4, leaving you with your single crochet 3 together. Or you can do that the invisible way, which is how I prefer to do it, but either way works for this pattern. And all you do for that is you pick up the front loops of the 3 stitches you're decreasing over, you yarn over and you pull up a loop through all 3, leaving you with just 2 loops on your hook, and then you yarn over and complete your single crochet 3 together. Then we're going to work a single crochet, 3 single crochet into the same stitch, 1, 2, 3, another single crochet, another single crochet 3 together, and a decrease. Bringing us to the end of row 6, and we should have just 10 stitches in our round. Now, if you wanted to use safety eyes, now would be when I would insert them. Just showing you why I'm not using safety eyes, but it also might be a reason to use safety eyes. You just pop them in on either side of the beak, you'll very quickly realize the safety eyes are just a wee bit... Okay, maybe I'm using safety eyes today. So yeah, you have options. You can use the safety eyes, or you can stitch eyes on the same way we've stitched them on for a half dozen for the walrus and the fox, or safety eyes like we've done for the others. Do I want to use safety eyes? Okay, sure. This is just silly, but oh well. There we go. Okay, so now you won't need a needle at all. All right, row 7. We're going to start with a decrease, then 3 single crochet, 1, 2, and 3. 3 single crochet into the same stitch, 1, 2, 3, 2 single crochet, and a decrease. So that leaves us with 10 stitches around. Row 8 starts with a single crochet 3 together, then 2 single crochet, 1 and 2, 3 single crochet into the same stitch, 2 single crochet, and a decrease. Row 9 is then just a decrease, 2 single crochet, 1 and 2, 3 single crochet into the same stitch, 2 single crochet, and a decrease. So there you go, we have 9 stitches in our round. Row 10 is a decrease, and 2 single crochet, 1 and 2, 5 single crochet into the same stitch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then 2 single crochet, and a decrease. And would you just take a gander at that? But we have finished the head and neck, and in the next row we are going to be starting the body but basically building the wings as well. So if you made the crow / raven / whatever we all agreed to call it from day 3, then how we're making the wings for the goose won't be too strange to you. For everybody else, buckle up. So row 11 starts with 3 single crochet into the same stitch, 1, 2, 3, then 3 single crochet, 1, 2, 3, and an increase, a single crochet and an increase. Then 3 single crochet back up the side. 1, 2, 3. So we do still have 1 stitch left in our round, and I haven't been using a stitch marker, but I will pop that in now. So I've just popped that into the last stitch of our round. But before we do anything with that stitch, we have to build our wing. So this is wing 1. We're going to start by chaining 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're off on a side quest at this point, so these are the only stitches that matter for the next little bit. We're going to turn, and starting in the second chain from our hook, work 3 slip stitches. 1, 2, 3, then 7 single crochet. 1, 2, 6, 7, chain 1 and turn. So working back up the wing, we're going to work 7 single crochet. 1, 2, 6, and 7. We're then going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and turn again. We're going to work 3 slip stitches down those chains. 1, 2, 3, and then slip stitch into the next stitch along. And now we're going to add 3 more little feathers down the wing. So what that looks like is chaining 3, 1, 2, 3, put 2 slip stitches down the chains, 1, 2, and then single crochet into the next stitch along the wing. So that's 1, and we're going to do 2 more of those. Chain 3, 2 slip stitches down, and single crochet into the next stitch along. 2, 1 more, so that leaves 3 stitches left in your wing, and we're going to put a slip stitch into each of them. 1, 2, 3, and then we're just going to rotate and work 2 slip stitches up the edge of this wing as well. So 1 and 2. So now just making sure that you haven't like twisted or rotated, and you are in fact working into the next stitch going in the same direction you were going in at the start, which is why it's handy to have the final stitch marked here. We're going to work a single crochet back into the neck of the goose. And that finishes off row 11. Now you have technically worked 49 stitches, but most of those were into the wing and do not impact our overall goose body. And then in row 12, we need to build the second wing. So we start with 4 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And just to be on the safe side, I'm moving my stitch marker to the next stitch of the round so that we know which direction to go when we finish this wing. And we're going to make a second wing exactly the same way as we made the first. So chaining 11, turning and working 3 slip stitches, and then 7 single crochet, chain 1 and turn, 7 single crochet back up the wing, chain 4 and turn, 1, 2, 3, 3 slip stitches down the chain, and slip stitch into the next stitch along the wing. And then we're creating our little feathers again, so chain 3, 2 slip stitches into the chains, 1 and 2, and then a single crochet in the next stitch along. So 1, 2, and 3, then 3 slip stitches to the end of the row, and 2 slip stitches along the edge, back to the base of our goose. Again, making sure that we haven't rotated too much, make sure we're heading in the right direction, which my marked stitch is helping. We're going back to working in the stitches of the body. And we're going to start with 4 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then a single crochet 3 together. 3 single crochet, 1, 2, and 3. Bringing us back to our first wing here. We're just going to fold that to the outside and work a single crochet behind it into the final stitch of the round. So there we go. We are at the end of row 12. We're all a flap about something. Row 13 starts with 4 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're skipping the wing again, so just folding it up and out of the way. Then 9 single crochet back to the start of the round. 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, and 9. There we go. Row 14 is 2 repeats of a decrease and then a single crochet. So that's 1 decrease and then a single crochet, and that's 2. Then 2 single crochet, 1 and 2, which should bring you to like roughly the middle of your goose body. And we're going to put 2 increases in. 1 and 2. Then 3 single crochet back to the start of our round. Row 15 starts with 3 increases. 1, 2, and 3. Then 10 single crochet back round to the start. 1, 2, 3, 9, and 10. You should have 16 stitches in your round at this point. And then row 16 is 8 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 7, and 8. And now we're going to start building the legs. So we work 5 single crochet into the same stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. A decrease, a single crochet, and a decrease. Then 5 single crochet into the same stitch again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then it's just a single crochet in the last stitch of the round. So that's where your 2 legs are going to be approximately. They should be in a relatively normal looking position, I would guess. And then in row 17, we're going to be building the feet. So we start with 2 repeats of a decrease and then 2 single crochet, 1 and 2. So that's 1 decrease and 2 single crochet, 1 and 2. And that's 2. And then we're going to work 3 single crochet, and in the third one, we're changing to our orange. 2. And in this third one, we're going to change to our orange. In our orange, we're going to chain 3. And then starting in the second chain from our hook, which is going to feel weird, we're going to work a double crochet. So that's where we yarn over our hook, insert our hook into the second chain from our hook, yarn over and pull up another loop. So you have 3 loops in total on your hook. Then you yarn over and pull through the first 2 and yarn over and pull through the second 2. So that is a double crochet in the second chain from your hook. And then in the other chain, we want to work a single crochet, changing back to our white. Like so. Then it is 7 single crochet across. 1, 2, 5, 6, and 7. Changing back to our orange in the 7th stitch. There we go. And you should have 4 stitches left in your round at this point. But before we get to those, we need to build a second little paddler. So once again, chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Work a double crochet in the second chain from your hook. And then a single crochet, changing back to your white, in the remaining chain. And then it is just 4 single crochet back to the start of our round. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there we are. He has 2 little paddlers. And oh no, he's ticklish! Oh, you go back into your corner. And all in a flap about nothing. Okay, so we're going to trim our orange off because we are done with it. I banish you, we are done with you. Row 18 starts with 6 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now we are going to single crochet 5 together, skipping the foot. So we have 3 stitches left of our round before we hit the foot. So I'm going to insert my hook into each one and pull up a loop. So that's 1, 2, 3. Fold the foot to the front and out of the way. Insert my hook into the first stitch after it, and that's 4, and then 1 more, the one next to it, 5. So you can see that we've pulled up a loop from the 3 stitches before the foot and the first 2 stitches after the foot. Yarn over and pull through all 5 stitches. And that is a single crochet 5 together. It is a decrease over 5 stitches. You can do it the invisible way if you like, but don't do it. Then it's 3 single crochet across. 1, 2, and 3. And now we're going to do another single crochet 5 together. Again, skipping the foot. So we have the 2 stitches before the foot, 1 and 2, fold the foot out the way, and the 3 stitches after the foot, 1, 2, and 3, and finish the stitch. And we have just 1 single crochet left in our round. And at this point, we're going to make like Christmas and stuff our goose. Make sure you get at least some fluff up into its poor little brain. I don't know why I'm being so mean to the geese. Okay, so we've stuffed the head and the neck. I'm stuffing the chest now. There we go. Nice plump goose. So just a couple of rows to go to finish off. So row 19 is 5 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then a single crochet 3 together. A single crochet and another single crochet 3 together, leaving you with just 8 stitches in your round. Row 20 is 2 single crochet, 1 and 2, then 3 single crochet all into the same stitch, 1, 2, 3, 3 more single crochet, 1, 2, 3, then a decrease, leaving you with just 9 stitches in your round. And this last row is a little bit silly. So we work 2 single crochet, 1 and 2. We skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3. So the next stitch we're working into is the 4th stitch from our hook. And we're just going to work a slip stitch into that. And we're ignoring the rest of the row and we're going to finish off. So it's going to leave you with a little bit of an opening at the bottom. And we're going to solve the clacker by just weaving our remaining yarn through the remaining stitches, front loops only. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And pull tight to close. Tuck that down inside. Voila! Is a finished goose. And of course, if you didn't use safety eyes, you can stitch on some little eyes, just exactly the same way we did for the foxes and the walruses. It's just a little black dot with a little white dot inside them. I got a little carried away here, but they love one another. And of course, you can also choose to just bend these wings around so that the longest feather falls across the middle of the back. And it can be a more polite little goose, but this year's theme is not polite gang or courtesy gang. Honk. It is the honkening. Honk. Off to cause havoc. So there is day 7 done. Please don't forget to share your photos over on the Discord so that we can include them in the slideshows at the end of these videos. Okay, so your clue for day 8 is that millions of people have seen this particular creature haul off with a slice of pizza. You're going to need brown, white, and pink, and it's going to take you about 30 minutes. If you think you know what it is, leave your guesses in the comment section down below, and I will let you know tomorrow in a pinned comment how many people guessed correctly. So I hope to see you there. Okay, bye.